Hi everyone, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am sharing with you a colouring video. There is no card process with this video, so if you're not interested in watching the colouring, that's all that this video will be. It is about 10 minutes long, so stick with me and hope you enjoy. So the image that I'm using today is from La La Land Crafts. This is Night Luka. So this one is actually a digital stamp. He does come as a rubber as well, so if you're more comfortable with rubber stamps, you're more than welcome to colour along using one of those. It's going to be much the same. So what I am doing is I've got the image already printed out onto Express Set blending card. It's the same cardstock that I use, whether it's a rubber or a digital stamp. And I am, like I said, colouring with my Copic markers. So my way of doing things is I always lay down the lightest colour first. So I'm using E 000002111 E04 and then R20. So I laid down the E000 first, and then I've gone E04 and then I've worked my way back down. Now before I went back to the E00, I'd done the R24 his cheeks, and then I've finished working my way down so that they blended into the skin. Now, on all the grey areas of this little dude, I am using some of my N markers. Now, if you don't have the N markers, you can use your T's, your C's, doesn't matter. If you've got odd numbers rather than even numbers, it doesn't matter. So if you want to use N357, 246, doesn't matter. Just try not to use the marker colors that are right next to each other, so N1, N2, that sort of thing. I always skip a number and just use either odds or evens, and that's the way that I color. So I'm working my way through. I will have a list of the Copic markers that I've used on my blog, so if you're wanting that list, I will have that link below the video. There is also a photo at the end of this video of all the Copic markers that were used, and I will try to add photos along the way after each section of all the colors that I have used. I do have the image pushed up to the top of my video, just more so that you're focusing on the area that I am coloring. So here I am, I'm adding down the lightest color, which is the N0. Going in then with my N6. For these really small areas, try and keep your marker up straight as much as you can so that you are only using the tip of the marker. Sorry guys, that's my bread maker cooling down. Yeah, so make sure keep your marker up nice and straight. Now I'm just pulling those colors out now, so I'm working my way down my list of markers and pulling that color into the lightest section. Going on and filling in that band across the bottom, just keeping some color to the bottom of his shoes. And now we're going to move on to the next section. When I am coloring, I try to color in sections as much as I can. The more moist that your cardstock is, the easier it is for it to blend. So don't go doing the whole thing in the N0 and then working your way through. The colors will dry too much and it will make it just a little bit harder for you to blend your way through. So I do have this sped up to 4 times the speed. I did have it a lot less, but the video just went for way too long. So feel free to pause at any moment. Hopefully you can keep up with me. And I'm just blending each of these areas out. I'm trying not to talk all the way through so that you guys can focus on what you are doing. So now going in now and starting to pull all of that color down from the top and from those left and right sides, and then I'll slowly pull it down into the center, just because that middle section will be the shiniest section, because that's where the bend is in his helmet. I don't even know if that's what you call it. I apologize. Alright, so here we are just going around his hat. Feel free to move your image around if you need to. I prefer to color towards myself, so as I go in certain areas, I like to turn my image around. I do it a lot. I try not to in videos so much, but this one I really needed to. It makes it a lot easier for me. So I'm down to my N2, and then I'll go back in with my N0 and just blend that last little bit out, making sure it's got a nice smooth blend. Alright, so now we're moving on to the rest of his outfit. I'm using some of my purple markers. So this is VO4, VO6 and VO9. Just remember, when you're adding down your lightest colour, you only need to do a really, really rough colour. You're going to go over it and it's going to be all blended out anyways. So I'm now going in with my darkest purple and adding in where all of those shadows are going to be. So all of his armory is going to be in front of him, therefore causing a shadow on his outfit and making that both sides of his body have a shadow dark area. So pulling all of that colour through. Now going back in with my V04 and pulling all of that colour to the centre. And then I'll do a quick blend over the top and it's good to go. So that's the purple area done. VO4, VO6, VO9. And then I realized that I needed to do his, I don't even know what this thing's called, but I needed to do this thing. So I've just gone in quickly with my purple marker again and just added a little bit of colour and then blended it to the middle. Same markers, no change. Now we're going to go in and use some gold tones. So I'm using YR21, 24 and 27. So gone in with my YR21, now going back with my YR27, and then I will start blending that out. Very, very small areas, so again, making sure that your marker is straight up and down. Colouring his belt. And adding in the YR27 to those dark areas, and then I will go in and blend all of that out. Back in with the YR21, blending all of that colour out, and now I'm going to do his shield. So I'm doing the heart on the shield the same gold tone, working my way through and blending all of that out. Going in now with our end markers. So I'm going to do the outside of the shield a dark of the greys, and then I'm going to do the center of the shield in the lighter greys. So I do end up, after I color it once, I go back into the outside of the shield and add a little bit more of the darker tones and then blend that out, just because the center and the outside kind of blended a little bit too much, so I needed to add a little bit more color in. Does not affect what you've done at all. So we're almost done, just finishing up that shield. Alright, so needing to do his glove. So again, just those YR21, 24, 27, lightest, and then darkest to lightest. Alright, now going in, and I need to do that little poofy thing on the top of his helmet. So just adding a rough coat of the lightest colour. And now we're going to go in and start adding all of the shadows in. And back to the middle tone, pulling that colour out a little bit. And then finally we will go in with the YR21 and start pulling all of that colour out. And that's my little dude all coloured up. So I thank you for sticking with me and watching the video. I have just realised that I forgot to colour that little tiny bit of hair that he's got. So just using E74, 77 and 79. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the colouring, and I hope to catch up with you all soon. If you've got any questions, feel free to message me, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.